So we're back in cold. This is another one of my guests. I'm gonna have you introduce yourself, just so I don't miss a beat with explaining who you are and what you do here in beautiful Miami. So
Chris, thank you so much for having me.
yeah,
My name is Natia Ramishvili. I am the founder of Interactive. It's a women's empowerment activewear brand. And I also started Born for More coaching for women and high performers.
very cool. Okay, so you've started a brand. I've started a brand. I think one of my demographics, I'm just going to say, one of my key demographics is women. So I kind of brought you here today to kind of explain to me the different ways you see women today. Because we're both marketing to women, you with an active wear brand, you're speaking to women. So I want to give my audience an understanding of why I brought you here today, okay? Now, from there, going forward, why did you start an active wear brand? Did you see kind of a trend moving toward that in Miami? Was this like in New York first? Where did this whole thing begin?
Yeah, absolutely. So I was actually a teenager when I moved from East Europe. Originally, I'm from Georgia.
Okay.
And I moved to New York, lived there with my parents, lost my parents. I went through a lot of hardships. And basically, I've been in finance last 17 plus years. And my last role, I was leading the strategy and really being in touch with, leading the large teams and over 230 locations of the bank. And what it really taught me is the leadership and the influence. And when I started my brand, basically right now it's all about wellness, right? A lot of people are taking care of their well-being, but it's not only movement, it's the mindset. And I wanted basically when I created Interactive, women that wear Interactive, I want them to feel confident. I always say it's not what you wear, it's how it makes you feel. So I'm personally into wellness, and I started this brand. All my activewear, it comes in the empowering gift boxes. It says your journey starts now. You are powerful, and it says fearless, visionary. It's a reminder for every woman that they're in charge of their future.
Okay, so I've got an actual girl boss with me today. So somebody who is an empowering woman. Because I feel like we're in an era where, we're really pushing that with the media as well. Like
Yes.
female empowerment, girl boss, things like that. Like, what exactly does that mean to you, though? Like, when we say words like that, is this just women being more, I guess, on their own, more independent? What does that mean to you when we talk about like, empowering women? Because I saw that on your page. The way you speak about women, the way you want to see women. But what does that exactly mean?
Yeah.
I'm just curious.
I think empowering women, women empowerment is all about having choices and choosing your peace, choosing your boundaries, and choosing your future. And I have been always very supportive of women. If someone wants to build their career, that's amazing. If someone wants to be a homestay mom, that's amazing as well, right? It's just choosing where do you see yourself and having the peace. I think the peace is the new luxury.
Okay. So you actually brought in one of the key topics that I was actually going to talk about, okay? So you brought in two different women, all right? We had the woman that is leading the traditional lifestyle, who wants the child, right? And she wants to stay at home with the husband and take care of the home. So I guess the everyday homemaker. And then we had the woman who is against that in a way. And it seems like these two things are kind of colliding, where there is this independent woman who is do everything on your own, almost like an anti-man thing. Have you felt this before? Like, it's almost like I don't need a man and I don't need to be the woman at home taking care of things. Like, what do you feel about these things that are like kind of colliding in their own way?
I don't think it's colliding. I do think every woman wants love.
Okay.
And it's all about what's your journey and what you decide to choose. You can be all about women empowerment. And I always say, money doesn't buy you happiness, but it buys you choices. So you can choose, if you have a very successful and supportive husband and will say, you know what, I want you to dedicate your time to me and our kids. And that's woman's empowerment if she chooses to do that. And
Right.
it doesn't mean that she might have a side business or something that she's passionate about, right? And I think that it really comes down to the choice that she makes. The woman's empowerment is all about choices, whatever brings you happiness.
Okay. That's a nice way to put it. So for you, it's more of just having the ability to do different things.
Correct.
That's empowerment for you.
That's
right?
empowerment for me.
Okay.
Waking up and planning my own day and choosing how do I want to spend my day, I think that's the biggest power move
Okay, very cool.
for women and men.
I actually do agree with that. I do think there's a lot of power in being able to wake up and say, okay, like I dictate my day. you
Correct.
know? So tell me this. So you are a mother, right?
Yes.
So you can speak from this side as well. All right. Do you feel as if now that you're a mother, like in Miami, do you feel as if that, now you're owning a business and doing your own things with this activewear brand? How do you manage all that? How do you juggle this? Like can I ask how old your child is? Or like-
Yeah, he's a teenager. He's 15.
Oh, okay. So
Yeah.
good. So he's on his own.
Yeah.
He can, he's walking and talking, taking care of business,
Yeah.
But yeah, like how has that been though? Because these are a lot of things that you're kind of balancing. Like, so I feel like that's like, in essence, having to be able to, have a kid, have a business, and also at the same time, you still have your flexibility. Like that's impressive actually. So
Yeah.
can you speak on that a little bit? Like,
Sure. So even when I had my son, I literally worked my entire life.
Oh,
And I built my corporate career and I was very successful in what I did. But if anybody will say they have everything balanced, it's a BS. You cannot balance it all the time.
Yeah.
You can do your best, you
Yeah.
know, you can show up. I think even when you have a kid, it's the quality time that you spend and being intentional. I'm very big about having an intentional time with your kid, with your loved one, with your friends, and also dedicate your time to the business and something that you're building. And I'm right now building a new business. It's a startup.
Okay.
It's a lot of hustle, but I also take time for myself, what I enjoy, and it's not always the balance, but you just make the best of it.
So you got a lot of drive to you. Where'd you get this? Did you have a father who was pretty driven, I'm guessing?
Yeah, I mean, both of my parents, and one of the things that they really instilled in me, I was an immigrant here, and basically they always reminded me that there is nothing you cannot achieve if you put your mind to. And it's a funny story. Basically, I'm huge when it comes to manifesting, but also taking action. You can manifest as much and dream, but if you don't take action, you will not be able to reach your goals. And that's what I actually taught my teams, and now that I coach women, it's all about you can have a goals, you can have a vision board, you can manifest, but you need to take an action. And before I was a professional swimmer, so I was always very competitive. I have high expectations for myself and anybody that I deal with.
So we just completely skipped it. You were a professional swimmer. Were you like national team and stuff like that?
Yes, when I was in school, and
Very
then
cool.
I was so competitive that if there was times that I would lose, that I would not eat, and my parents thought it was not healthy. So they're like, okay, so maybe finance is a thing for you.
You're like, okay, finance is the next thing. We go into that.
Correct.
Okay. So now here you are in Miami. Okay. So earlier you were telling me you came from New York City. I also came from New York City not too long ago. What's that transition been like? Because I can tell, like you said, you had your son. He's here now. Is it just you two, or
Yes.
it's just you two, you guys? How is that in Miami? What's that transition been like? I have my own opinions, but I would love to hear what you think about this new trend of Miami and things that are going on here.
The number one thing was, first, everybody thought I was crazy when I announced that I was leaving my career after building 17 years and starting my own business.
Yeah, that sounds crazy.
And I was
sounds
moving to Miami, and everybody's like, oh my God, like, what, are you crazy? But
Yeah.
every time I was called crazy, or, I was taking that bold action and a move, it's not easy. Like, and it, you just started your business. It's not easy to have a new business, but you have to, first of all, you have to have people in your circle that sees your vision and supports you.
Right.
And you need to have that relentless determination. Sometimes you have to be delusional. Like, I am